Yeah! Hello and welcome to this Warno 1v1 game played on Two Lakes Duel. We've got the Norwegian Phoenix Foundation playing 2nd UK Infantry Division, and he's going up against GallusMarcius playing 56Y. I believe 2nd UK is the better div on this map simply because your forward deployed is really strong, and so you can get the towns. Sorry, you can get the towns earlier with your SAS. Blue is on what we would see as the bad side simply because Leonid is closer to Emma than Anna is, and Sign and Paul. Quite hard to attack. Leonid can be attacked though, but certainly the better draft for Blue, I think. With all the SAS, basically you get the SAS into the town, and then you flood it full of terriers and so on. Looking at the deployments, he's brought one card of SAS in the wrong transports. So he's brought one in Bedfords. They should really all be in Saxons. The Saxon is better because not only does it go faster now, which is very important at the start, but it also has smoke and 1 armor and 8 HP. And its off-road speed is also significantly faster. Look, 65 versus 65, 90 on the road versus 90, 100. The Saxon is just way, way better. So bringing it in the Bedford is a bit daft, and we'll see how much that costs him. So 2 SAS going for Emma, backed up by a Fox, and you see he's put the Fox here so it could shoot down the road. I do want, yeah, that is the right place. You could also put it a little bit further back and it could still do the same thing, that exposing itself so much. And yeah, then some Gazelle rockets, 4 Gazelle rockets, I don't know about that really. All 6, okay. Why? You want to shoot people, but the enemy gets Spetsnaz Gru Stinger, which are basically knockoff SAS. They've got stingers, and so you're going to get messed up. Basically, you got to be very careful. Anyway, we've also got some Terrier Pioneers coming in, regular Terriers, Rover Milan 2, going for that. Yes, that's good. That building. CV for Leonid and then Emma. Yep, sensible. Arm rifles there, okay, fine. But basically, you really want to get somebody to here as fast as possible. Because if Red gets to here, you're not reinforcing this town anymore, basically. So you need somebody here as fast as possible. Milan 2, Fox. I'd be putting a Fox there, really. I understand putting the Fox down mid so it can shoot the guys coming down. That makes sense. But maybe get a second Fox up to here. You don't really want an SAS there because, what's it for? I guess the AA component would actually work just as well there. Yeah, so maybe even an SAS there, but typically your SAS is to force the town open at the start so you can get all your other guys in. So yeah, maybe even this Warrior Milan, just get it there, but you want it there as fast as possible because if Red gets to here, you're not reinforcing that town anymore. On the right, 2 more SAS, one in the correct vehicle, one not. Not sure why he's going there. Basically, he's got a Stinger missile, right? Religious people can see further than atheists. So this is how far a religious person could see. This is how far an atheist could see, right? You see that? Get that church there. So you'd want you'd want at least somebody in that church. I guess he's worried about enemy forward deployment getting in the zone at the same time as him, which is another reason why Red has the good side. But Red's not actually gone for that. You gotta be careful doing things like this because, yeah, that reinforcement road is whack. Behind that, we got 2 of these Gazelle rockets. I really don't understand why he's bought those. Like, what's the purpose of this? Is it like scouting? It's not going to kill anything by itself. You literally need all 6 of them to kill anything. And then, yeah, Terrier Pioneer, Terrier arm rifles. So, fair enough. Switching to his opponent's deployment. He's not going for Augur at the start. He's just trying to defend Emma. He does have a motorized Razvedka going down to there, give him some nice vision. Conquers for here, but it's going the wrong way. Belazor CV for Sign Anna, so... And then this just for Emma. I mean, this is a +2. So you want to... That was my leg cracking, by the way. I had somebody say that I'm doing silent farts every time I move. It's not, it's just... I sit down all day, I get a bit antsy, I want to move around a bit. Get comfortable, Anyway, you should be going for this and then that with this one. And this one should be coming for Anna first, because it's a +2, it just matters more than the +1. And what, to be honest, this one can just take that, and then this one can just sit inside. I mean, there's not really... Yeah, a bit of a trick miss there. Anyway, 2 Spetsnaz Grew Stinger coming to the front. We'll see how fast they get there. I'm pretty sure the SS... Oh, will they? They're in the wrong transport, so they're going slower than they should. Right? They're going slower than they should. I think the Spetsnaz Grew Stingers are going to get there first. And then they're really going to mess up these Gazelle Rockets. This is just about knowing the matchup, right? This is just about knowing the matchup. Your enemy gets forward deployed AA. Don't buy 6 Gazelle Rockets at the start. Don't buy any. So this thing is an exceptional optics vehicle, so he's putting that there. We'll see how the Fox does with that. This is literally going the wrong way. He's retreating. He's deserting. Rocket thing, not a good purchase against 2nd UK because of the SAS. Basically the same argument made for the other side. And then Afghansky there, Afghansky there, Afghansky... Yeah, this is not sensible. You want to be stacking the town. Stacking the town. I mean, you probably will have time to fix it up. And then ATGM cars coming over here. BMP2, and then 2 tanks going for that. Yeah, okay. So we'll cast the game, and we shall do so from this perspective. Right, so they're off, and it's time for me to thank the generous channel joiners, generously joining the channel. They get the names on the screen, they get the videos early, they get members exclusive videos. They're the ones keeping the lights on. As of February 14th, 2025, I will be unemployed, because I'm doing a fully funded PhD, and that's when my funding runs out. Sadly, due to my own lethargy, I will not finish on that day, so I'll just be writing up. But this makes it possible. This means I don't have to go back and live with my mum, who tells me to get off the computer all the time. Anyway, so you see the Fox, very effective against the Luazes. But yeah, as you can see, they got there about the same time. But yeah, he gets smoked, so he could smoke there and not die. Like, he's dying. You've only got 4 HP. You've got to be very, very careful here. They need to be smoking and getting back. They've not got enough HP. SAS get machine guns now. As you can see, that rocket plane went about as well, as you might expect. They can smoke and survive. Please, no. SAS are very, very, very strong now. I really do think they should be coming at 1 less vet. I think they should be coming at 1 less vet and then 2 availability if you want Mega SS. Just simply because the machine guns just make them really, really, really strong. Anyway, those guys bought enough time to get everybody else into the town. So they did their job. They didn't have to die, but they did their job. And now you've got Afghansky going up against Terrier Pioneers. And the Afghansky will win. Depends how they're microed, right? And these T-62s should really be... Instead of... Basically, if you put them here at the start, they do come down this road and try and make a right turn. But instead, it should have, like, 1 here, put them here, and then move them up. Or have 1 here and 1 here, and then they can use their bastions. Basically, Phoenix Foundation needs to get a CV in here as well, because right now he's bleeding out, right? He's not winning. Although his Terrier Pioneer micros is pretty good. The fact that he never got a CV in here means that actually he's losing, because he actually never bothered to cap Paul and Olga at the start. So really should have bought a CV for that. Because he's done this epic rush, but he's not getting anything out of it, which is very important. When you do a rush, you should bring a CV. You want to get something out of it. And now he's like buying challenges. So now he's trying to get in, but I do wonder if he's going to get in, because although the T-62s have just smoked, so he probably will get in. What the hell was that? Oh, it's this! Look at the range on that bad boy. 1,025 meters. Incredible. Anyway, this guy doesn't have AT. These Afghansky could walk forwards and start shooting. But yeah, he's still not getting anything out of this because he hasn't actually capped Paul and Olga, which is just a huge mistake. Because he wanted to push, right? 56Y is really good on the defensive because it gets loads of BMP2s and T-62s with Bastion ATGMs. So 2nd UK, he's lost a lot of units for this rush, but he hasn't got the tick because he just didn't bother capping Paul Olga. So that's pretty rough. I mean, he's buying more stuff now. He's trying to get it in, but without mortars for smoke, you know, the range on these bad boys is high. Although not, there's actually no AT. Well, this guy has AT, but none of these guys have AT. So depending on how much attention Phoenix Foundation is paying, if he just moved all of that in there, it would get in. But if he sees them and he's like, baddies probably have AT, even though they don't, there's no way he could know that. Because obviously this guy has an AT, usually, right? It's got RPG 16 written on it. Right, so if he just keeps going, he'll get in. And it's a case of maybe unload the front one and send in an empty truck, stuff like that. So yeah, he did get in there, but he lost the CV. So now... and I'm pretty sure that guy had smoke, so he could have smoked it. So now red has the tick, despite the fact that blue is taking horrific losses trying to do a rush. But yeah, blue's strategy should have focused more on trying to cut the reinforcement road. Right? So the Milan 2 was here. Well, it should have been here, right? And then that helps that way. And then if you get a couple things here, right? Rover Milans, Warrior Milans, then they're not getting in. And then you're getting your tick. Whereas if you're just like, okay, fight me Imp versus Imp, 56Y is going to win. Because they get the Afghansky, they get the Orcs. Generally 56Y, very strong div. Well, so is second UK. And so I feel like blue has sort of wasted his chance here. Like, this isn't even fast queued up path to here. So red's just been ticking this whole time, basically. And blue's lost so much to accomplish this rush. Just didn't get anything out of it. Bringing warriors without the Milan ever, not a good idea. It's only 5 points more for the Milan. I think, honestly, they should just make the regular warrior 5 points cheaper, and then there'd actually be a reason to bring it instead of the warrior Milan. Same with the Mortar. This is a decent bomber. And it does get some kills there. But yeah, I think blue's got to change up his strategy now. Start focusing on kills or something. Like, I like the fact that he swapped into things with fire support, because it means that he can kill these guys as they show their faces. But bringing warriors without Milans is really weird. Just never want to do that. It's only 5 points more for the Milan. The amount of value you get out of it is huge. So yeah, I'd be a much greater fan of making the regular warrior 5 points less. Give somebody a reason to bring it. Because right now you're just throwing if you bring it. Very exciting. So, what to do? What to make of this? I mean, red, he held it off pretty effectively. I think he could have made life a little bit easier for himself by having putting 2 of those T-62s here with that recon vehicle, which he was originally trying to do, but because of the way he passed it, they came up here, they ran into the enemy, and then he lost the recon one, reversed them, sent them over here. So if he'd had these here, like, none of that second wave... I mean, he had 2 at the start, now he's got 4, right? But if he had even 1 here, none of that second wave would have got in, because you can't run a bunch of trucks at a tank to lose everybody. So, you know, you hate to see it. But even though we criticised, I say we, this is an attempt to spread responsibility, it was just me. There's nobody else in my head, apart from the voices asking me why I decided to do a PhD. Red's decision to send one up to here and then send one from Saint Anna was poor play, but it wasn't as poor play as doing a rush without sufficient CVs and then taking so many losses and just not getting anything out of it at all is very not great. It's very not great. So what to make of this? I mean, 56Y has the late game. They've got the funny cluster things. They've got infinite BMP2s. But second UK had the early game. And I think he's blown it. The Challenger Mark II is neither here nor there, really. It's not a very good tank. Should have higher availability, I think. And perhaps a slightly lower price. But if you do that, then I mean, second UK is already a very strong div, so to do that would be buffing an already strong div. You'd also be buffing first UK. On first UK, I literally don't bring the Challenger Mark 2. I think it's garbage. I just bring the Mark 3s and the Chieftains. There's no point bringing the Mark 2s. So yeah, something must be done there. But second UK is already a strong div. Just some weird deployment hiccups there, like having those Gazelle rockets out at the start is sort of pointless. And then the fact that Blue didn't, he really should have had somebody get here at the start, and then get round to here with some, like he had a Warrior Milan, right? That could have been here, just shooting the reinforcements as they come in. Then Red could have stopped that by, I'm not farting, I'm just rearranging myself on the chair, right? This is heavy, this is heavy. I can't put my head back because it sort of messes up the look. Anyway, Red would have had to move the tanks over to stop it. Basically, it's a battle to stop your enemy from resupplying his units. So like that Milan 2 that was put here, that was originally going to here. If it had been here, fantastic. And then let's say there were no tanks. If you could get it to here, it's GG, right? Because you cut the enemy's reinforcements. Well, it's not exactly GG, but yeah, my point. So just some micro mistakes, bringing the guys in the wrong car, a car that's 10% slower than the other one, doesn't have smoke, meant that those Stinger guys got there, which they didn't have to. Interesting attempt at interception there. The Afghansky are proper good. I'm surprised he's not using these to kill him. Gazelle rockets. And yeah, 105s are not as good as 155s. And generally, if you have the option of the 155s and you've still got mortars, then the 105s are sort of a pointless compromise. Because the mortars are for the smoke, right? And the 155s are for hurting people. I've actually started bringing this thing. I used to be really against it. Oh, there you go. Hell's bells are out. The cluster thing. So yeah, really effective counter battery because it does that, and it's got a very low aim time. He's got a CV next to it, so it aims even faster. Comes at 1 vet for free, which I don't really agree with. It was incredibly low reload time, very low dispersion, really busted unit. But it's mainly that, it's that aim time and that reload time that means that you can very quickly counter battery things. The aim time especially is on the counter battery side. But yeah, I think the fact that the reload time is so low. Like, so this is 240 millimeters. It's reloading in the base is 30 seconds. It's a 2 vet, right? This is 122 millimeters. It reloads in 40 seconds. I don't agree with Gvozdikas, by the way. Yeah. LGBT, good usage. I mean, basically, you've got to be wary of the SAS killing you. But because he killed the SAS at the start, there's now not enough there to stop this. But I wouldn't be coming back after you saw those, yeah, that was a bit not intelligent. Be surprised if he makes it out here. Yeah, so, he flew over. Okay, there's AA. Hit F1 click, hit F1 click, hit F1 click. You dropped one of your bombs. You get out while you can. And then you use your funny cluster thing to hit all those AA positions, which you just pinged, right? The pings don't last a long time, but, So, yeah. Phoenix Foundation buying loads of planes, which on the one hand, great planes. On the other hand, each one of those represents 1 minute's income. And imagine if he'd spent 1 minute's income on ground units. He wouldn't be losing this zone right now. If he had, it's like, what, standard warrior with arm rifles, or warrior Milan with arm, oh, we can find out now. So all the prices keep going up, right? So yeah, so this is 90 points. So you could get 3 of them for 270. Which is 5 points more than that tornado. So imagine if he had 6 of these there instead of those 2 planes. He would have won that fight. So don't overdo it on the planes, yeah. I see a lot of people, they're like, I'm winning, and then they just buy nothing but planes for 4 minutes and then they lose. It's very, very common. So yeah, you see the power of the Challenger Mark II? basically its fire rate is already very low, and then it just gets lower and lower and lower, and then it misses. But that time it hit, right? He's lost vision now, despite there being scouts there. Oh no, he's out of range. Okay. Here we go, the funny cluster thing. Oh yeah, he's going for the AA. There you go. There goes the AA. This thing is so stupid, man. And the thing is, you could be like, yeah, let's just make it 500 points, like, you know, burrito style, just make it a useless unit. Or you can do something that matters, like increase that reload time to at least double. And then if that's not enough, increase the aim time as well. So it's like, why is it aiming faster than... Oh, that was a decent count. Like, so this is 175 millimeters, 26-second aim time. This is 20. And it's 240 millimeters, right? So it's got the punch of a very big gun. It's got like the biggest punch of any tube in the game, and yet it aims faster than all of them. Aims faster than like any howitzer, except maybe like Nonas and stuff, and which is basically Mortar. And it reloads faster than them as well. So it's a good job it's only on one div. So you don't see it that often, but yeah, 56Y is pretty crazy. But second UK is also a bit too strong. Yeah, hate to see it. You'd think he would have got the picture by now. Okay, maybe I should be moving things after they shoot. Because yeah, that is definitely, after it fires, if you move it, you would survive. Especially if you're moving it down this road fast pathed, it would have been fine. But he kept it in the same place, so it died. And he's definitely got his money's worth out of this now. So red now push it into Leonid, and I don't really see what blue does about this. I don't really see what they do. You know, they should have watched more Hippie YouTube videos. Yeah, what can I say? So Max Vet Igler here probably took out a plane or something at some point. Oh, it's been upvetted once by the commander, so maybe he is bringing it at 2-vet anyway. And yeah, I think Phoenix Foundation made a lot of mistakes here. Made a mistake at the start with his deployment, not capping these two. And, you know, going for that infantry CV instead of a wheeled CV, so it took ages to cap this and then get over here. Brought his SAS in the wrong transports, and then he started buying loads of planes and stuff. Didn't try and cut the reinforcement roads here. For red, he played a pretty good game. He was like, okay, I'm going to get rushed at the start, I need to stop that. And so he played defensive here because he knows the chance of them coming over here is very low. And he's like, yeah, SAS coming, I need a plan. And so he had the Spetsnaz Gru Stinger guys. He could have kept him alive if he'd used the smoke on him, right? They do get smoked. This was a fairly recent addition, so I understand why people don't appreciate that. But he could have smoked and ran back, right? They did hold off the advance long enough to get the guys in. They didn't have to die. They're not cheap. And the T-62s, instead of being sent here by default, just keep in mind they will do that on this road. It's just something you only find out if you try and do it. Here we go, not moving again. Yeah, hate to see it. So if you play a lot, you start to realise that. And hopefully now he has realised that. And so those T-62s could have been back here with that recon and then brought up to here. And then Blue's push would have gone even worse, because he had a bunch of like secondaries coming in. Reinforcements coming in Bedford Terriers, and if the T-62s had been there with their repair ATGMs and their main guns, you're just not getting down this road. So he could have killed a lot more of Blue's guys, but generally it went well, right? And then he got the cluster mortar out. He didn't buy it too early. He waited until he had stabilised his front line, and then he bought it. Because people, they always want to get it out really, really early because it's so good, but it's a minute's income. 250 points when you include the transport. And so it's, yeah, it's not worth it. And then, yeah, Blue swapped into planes and bought loads of 105s and stuff. And it's like, red bought ground units. I mean, he got that Gavaz Decra. I'm not sure how much value he's got out of this, to tell you the truth. They don't get Acatsias though, so... I think I go cluster mortars grad. I think that's how I do it. It's been a while since I played them. They are a strong div. And I like to stay away from the strong divs simply because basically I want to make suggestions on how to fix the weaker divs, and I do that by playing them loads and figuring out what their weaknesses are. But you should still play the strong divs from time to time to maintain your perspective, right? So, sort of decent bombing run there, in that neither of them died. But, yeah, just wait. I mean, this is like 1 minute's income, 1 minute's income, 1 minute's income, 1 minute's income. And all this time, GallusMarcius here is just buying ground units. And so look how many more ground units he has. So don't overdo it on the planes. The planes should be, like, once you get a stable front line, then you start buying the planes very slowly, mind you. Not 1 per minute for 4 minutes. And then, yeah, then you can sort it out, innit? But instead he was just buying way too many. This makes a very cool sound. But it is kind of not good, as you can see. Generally, the reason low caliberati is so bad is because the splash radius on it is bad. And so, look, you saw that landed right next to him, and it just didn't do anything. It did a bit of suppression damage, but it was literally on him. The FX was on him. You saw the explosion. And I've got the thing which makes the FX smaller. So sending that up was a bit daft. Probably should have just resupplied this Igla, perhaps. Let that do it for you, you know, with this, maybe. But yeah, now he's marked the spaces where the rapiers and stuff are. Was there one in here, or was he going for that challenger? He almost got it. Very exciting. So, and now he's going to go for the next rapier and the next rapier. So yeah, he's got it all queued up, and he's not worried about counter battery because Phoenix Foundation lost his heavy guns. If he'd had those heavy guns up, they'd kill this in one salvo, I think. 6 HP is a bit weird as well, given that like all other mortars in the game have 2, and then for some reason this one, which only has 2 guys on the model, has 6. But it's like, but in real life there'd be more than 2 guys on this gun. Yes, there'd be more than 2 guys on the mortar as well. So, you know, swings and roundabouts. Same with like these ATGM teams. You know, if I was making a video game, what I would do is I'd I'd get rid of the accuracy. Everything would always hit, and then I'd boost the HPs. And so then you've got a game where there's less, it's not fair, I missed, right? And people would have more time to react, and it'd be fairer. And then you could have 6-man ATGM teams, but the RT, you know, smacks them, right? As opposed to 2-man ATGM teams where the RT misses by a meter and doesn't do anything, and so on. Or 2-man ATGM teams where you can't see them. They rely more on their stealth than their brute force. I don't know. I mean, I'm obviously not making the game, and a good cope, well, a good counter cope would be to say, well, why don't you just mod that into the game? Make your own mods. I am working on a video game. It's a driving game. Channel members will get it early if they fill out the survey below the members' exclusive videos, but they do have to do that. Yeah, once I finish this PhD, man. Once I finish this PhD, God willing, I will. I'll make my own Discord server, and the members can have a special channel, and we can talk about the game, and you know, with the early access and stuff. I'm working on a level editor at the moment, but it's just a PhD, man. I just don't have time. Just don't have time. So, yeah, what can I say? That's me doing this with my fingers, by the way. It's not, you know, I'm just clicking my fingers there, so. Yeah. So, I'm surprised this guy hasn't surrendered yet. I mean, it's very Jova, dude. Phoenix Foundation here. He's not winning this. I mean, what's he going to do about it? There's just so much here. I'm going to buy some more 105s, I suppose. I guess he's just a bit upset. Wow. Yeah, that's another thing that happens with these, these plays. I wanted to check the reload. Ah, here we go. So, yeah, this reloads in 1 second, because it's Sal H. And here come the planes, and he's getting good value out of them, but it's like it just cost him so much, and he lost a lot of territory while he was buying all those planes. One thing GallusMarcius could do is buy a bit more AA instead of just being smacked in the face constantly. I mean, he's literally got one Igla. Is that it? Like the Strela 10Ms, they're good. Here we go. There they are. Because yeah, one Igla. Don't get me wrong, Filatov here. He's max vet. But he is one Igla. He's mainly been relying on the fighters, but you know, when you're this close to the enemy spawn, right, you're 2/3 of the way across the map, and so it's hard for you to use your fighters. You could have them back here with shift queued orders, so they just constantly sit back here, so they are ready for when the enemy comes in. But generally, you want a bit of that AA. You want some more Iglas here, more than one Igla. So, yeah, I mean, I do like the fact that Gallus put some guys in here. It is very smart to do so. You know, once you start winning, you got to be like, how does my enemy get back into this game? So yeah, you get a couple guys. Obviously, if you got somebody here, then this could actually be up there, and this could actually be up there. But you know, having a couple guys in the zones, like what if they para drops you? What if they heli drop you? Sorry, not para drop. What if they heli drop you? I mean, it is second UK, right? You could be coming all the way around here. So yeah, it's always worth getting a couple guys to defend your zones, especially if you're winning like this. But yeah, comfortable +4 for GallusMarcius. I'm now gonna Google that name. I assume it's some sort of Roman thing. GallusMarcius. There's Marcus Vipstanus Gallus. And there's Gaius Marius. But there's no GallusMarcius. Interesting. Must be one of the more obscure ones. You know, I've got a book called like the Fall of the Roman Empire, and man, I was recommended it because it's one of the classics, but it's so boring. I didn't make it past the first 100 pages. It's basically just going through every single Roman bureaucratic family and how eventually, you know, basically the bureaucracy made Rome fall, which is sort of the thing it's trying to get at. But I didn't even get to that. I didn't make it past just the lists of families and families and families, and Gaius pubic hair Aurelius, and you know, Gaius toothbrush Marcus Marcius, and they just all got the same name: Scipio Jeff, Scipio Dave, Scipio Brad. It's like, shut up. Anyway, I mean, the guy didn't surrender. I really think he should have done. He lost that a long time ago. But here we go. So GallusMarcius, rank 1012, played quite well. Only 180 games, played quite well there against Phoenix Foundation. Similar rank, but twice the games, basically twice the games there. Well, actually, it was a similar amount. I mean, twice the ranked games. Yeah, this guy's only got 55 ranked games. And 35 ranked games. And this guy has over 100, so yeah, pretty exciting stuff. So yeah, I hope you learned something. I hope you got some tips. This cluster thing is absolutely ridiculous. We need to sort that out. I mean, we need to ask Eugen to sort that out. And I'll see you around.